Say one. I don't form a patch out. More say, me live video and I was more friend of a patch of Munjai. Why? We are not a distorted, like a distorted like video, no, a freezy video, no. Oh, Miss Seremo, why? Or the at least, so person of frame me, I'm in your video, I'm in your live video, why? Miss Seremo, why? Who said, me your live video, me patrol men frame me. We are not a freezy video, no. Oh, Miss Seremo, why? What dear, open so frame me, channel me live video, no. So me your live video, na so some freezy phone, no swa. Na freezy video, no. Na say I restart it. Ti Miss Seremo. Yes, I'm me enjoy. A bra one say, near bra, you provide good information, no be a fresh him. Me dream one and just yet. Oh, birthday boy.
Over.
Birthday boy.
Over.
Akwaba.
Ada.
Happy birthday to you.
Nyame adom. Last.
Nadia, mano. Almost you make so rough. Almost so rough.
Omoyawa.
Missing that. And that's a gift, is a ma. No point show, no. That's a so be a to gift. That's a so be a to gift. That's a gift, is a ma. No point show, no. Because the Nadia, you that. And now, special day, I dedicate to my Baglas. And now, Baglas birthday. In the other four, Mr. Ramo. Mumma gift is in issue. More. More. Asaga, more money, so. Mumma gift is in issue, my Baglas. And now, special boy, the birthday. Into Mr. Mumma gift is in issue. Obia, and you're grateful. At least, I appreciate Baglas. Maybe at least, and then one day, I appreciate Baglas. O dia da bia say bara say won gift na and na ye special day mumma obi o wo platform we bia nti appreciate no gift insana aba so over the shop obi an gift back class birthday boy na say birthday ye di ni say
Yebe party no ha nti no. TikTok.
And then they have it.
And
then party.
And then they will be up at all on train a party now. I can't know what I say.
And therefore, more money abra mo pa bro chabano. Bag glass monchain. Monchain na birthday party ni wie. Ye birthday party na I can't book in one. And in the next 20 minutes you're there enemy a bag glass birthday. Mr. Amu answer American birthday in one no me pa ma chow. So me get live show a man flame me pa chow why? No matter the urgency of a some person I catch me Mr. So once I'm life wa men frame me. We are starting a freeze video no. Now say restart this no. No be provided very important information. You be here. No be a fresh him. No video no a freeze now say restart it. Ti Mr. Why me for my show. So once I'm live video now, men freeze him. Mr. No matter the urgency no, men freeze him. Why? Mr. Why? Madam I say. Mr. Mumma share numbers in him. Why? Na nipa almost 400 nation and a video na say restarted. Look at this. There's a nipa 400 nemu half na ba. Inti Mr. Mo say Obia say at least nipa 162. Nipa 162 and I say me say ya. Obia click say na so Obia say ye benya 164 say. Inti me pamacho Obia say video no. Nipa ba ko kura say Mr. Why? Mr. Munani about 400 and I show no. Even more than 400. And will be a fresh member system and restarted. Until you lose some numbers in England, Mr. Monsan share no monsamla back. Why? Because birthday boy no waba. The birthday boy is in the house. The birthday boy is in the house. Vaglas is in the house. And that eventually so Mr. Mo. Answer na your best birthday party national. Mumma giftings in insu. Huh? Moon gifted Vaglas. Obi biara Vaglas Jumadia Odino. And your blessing to you no gift Vaglas. Moon from a giftings and concomano. Obia at least Obi biara Obia nya Vaglas on faso. Huh? Obia what platform was to be our nya Vaglas as on faso. And you want to manage your crown, rose flower. One to manage your crown, Obia rose flower back home. Now you find gifted Vaglas. Ah, yet no gift and that's all yet. Now, okay, can't get the thing in a boom. Now, say, on your $10 in poor, ah, on your $10, over dear to say, and yet the travel abroad show viewers, you know, and the show acknowledgement and appreciation in his birthday, and you're gifting the $10, and you're betting their chocolate, or betting at their chocolate, or betting their toffee, Vagras, or you'll be up at toffee. Well, most of the time, no, did of it. Or Timuba show did of it. And the Nayan Timanya Shano, Mumaya man a gift in here, or can you know what money $10? Not over thought of it, not only, not over young Kaya say, all dinner Wodano. I had a travel abroad show, yes, show your gratitude, your tran or drop, yes, and any munyam. And Timapato be Biala, I would yes, so so fast one. And then, as I said, we give the Vaglas. So, we need more, and then a Vaglas birthday. And to Mumma, show love to Vaglas. Mummy, show love. Please, show love to Vaglas. Ghana for more penny, you're free to do. Obit Mojo 50,000 cities. Obit Mojo 40,000 cities. No, we didn't flee. Vaglas, our heart, or more education, or more information. On Jessica be and through be a hole. And nay and I would that Mumayan Shre or Don Sreno. Miss Remo, why? Mumayan Shre or Drop and Vaglas. Information and Nemamono. Oko baby, you better charge you millions of cities. You better charge you thousands of cities. You didn't never for free. And she said, me panelists no be dinner or da. Mumayan to acknowledge and the answer anymore. No, so no out of the business schedule, no. Until munya time, no my good education. Nti birthday boy, and then me jina adrofo I was showing in an I can say a happy birthday to you once again.
That's your offer.
Yes, sir. Onyanko Ponshira. Already know who you'll be, oh you're smart, who you're so brilliant. I mean, who you're among the best. Oh, thank you, D. Thank you, D. Thank you, D. One gift of Vargas, mammy. One gift of Vargas, mammy. Who you're one of the smartest Ghanaians of most of America. Nti yesre Nyankopon say sa intellect na adwen kese na ode ama no o ma ne nkoso nya mo onkoso mbie wadwimu na ade mpo ani panti mu nsua nti mo nti ase no wo unti mu nsua nti mo nti ase na ofa mo Ghana fo a mo pa akonya papa dia ba buchi di na misra hwa mo dia pa penti onya papa da wo so we so on pesa obeye papa obi a student or sign a double job or sign to sacrificing the time at the education blow. Send a buyer connection be and you see candy and they and I would that already non person obey. Ghana for I am me in charge. We are saying somewhere in baby now. Who you'll be a dear and so near. Who you'll be a dear ultimo and man acknowledgement here. On your hope on your crime. And near ma your panelists no more yamayano. Dear, you bet my idea of must in I saw more the draw. You bet my child more drop. Intimacy and that, yet to mind just a crown. Mumaya Vaglas distance ya, or yeah, or kicking in a woman, one yakurano, and yet $20. I'll bet in their chocolate, or bet in their toffee, or bet in their biscuit, and you are gracing the day. No, Intimate already know 564 now, and then you have 5,000. You hear more than 5,000. Already know 564 now. You hear more than 5,000. Nti mesremo monko so mani nsu. Mesremo monko so mani nsu. Mr. Mum Cosman is yes, more yard, woman is woman is Mumma gifts and Senamla and Inti Monje. Mumma ya appreciate no. Mumma Yaman and the so on for Swamay. Ghana ni, Obi Yadia Moni so. Oh, Bibini, Obi Kun Homa Moni so. And Yenny Panyana Bayasa. Vaglas, Eba America, I feel when you're 4 months. Huh? I feel when you're 4 months. Ghana for America, Obi in 30 years. Obi in 40 years. Experience your Vaglas and the channel. Be any panel in many times, but on your not just over check. On your not just will be a channel. On your not just will be a channel experience. But Vaglas, that's why the fast say, ni school at the time, a Juma at the time, no, unya time, MIA. Timmy Pamacho, and net Mummy and Sen in Munyam, and net Mummy and Sen Vaglas in Munyam. O be out the one Timanya shake, and 1 rose flower. Yet Mumano almost about 6,000 gifts in here. O ye, nothing, or convert here. O bet when you're more than $20. Huh? O you're more than 6,000 gifts in here. Or convert here. When you're crying $20. Or the top chocolate here, a say in Munyam. A chilasa yet more appreciating. I want to order. Timmy Seremo, Miss Seremo, why? Umian in Munyam. Tivaglas, Unyanko Shell, won't be what Jimu, or my dear, will you be uncle? Or more, will be the opposite of the what is what you and near Medro comes to be a not special day. Unyanko Poeman and Blemu, minimum some of Soka. You need come up.
Oh, but you made that me do be asked. Me do be asked what who say a birthday wishes no be brave. I'm really grateful and overwhelmed with the love. Me do be asked. Me do be asked. Oh, senior Mafaswa, more celebrating, you know, I'm really grateful, and it's quite it's quite nice to know that people, you know, people look out for you, and people appreciate what you do. Until me do be asked. You see, they ask a birthday, you know, you go so, but I will say a boy juma. You know, you bet show no so now. I'm here for a few hours now. You to me I show no na the show na koinim. So wafa me wa hide. I think say yeah better also.
Okay. And see, out of what you have to show no so why? Uma gifts in Senemla, yet was so. Minia, officer, me patches, I was in car. Not when I last person, I know Cassa. Answer a show no every Saturday, give me patcho, Sambra, I mean, why? Officer, now me know their bomb come up and send a show no every Saturday. As I say, the priority at all request and so. And me real few, you know. Obama say, you are comment to us here, now me pick you why, it does it.
But your wafa then there's a new update about I would want to I want to meaning say what boss open but yeah travel to come and give birth no restrictions about home.
Okay, for my, minyam also.
Say no say ukita B1 B2 na say uba bewa uko back to Ghana and I'll go back to home country yeah allow entry into the US again. I'm say Trump time no I think it came up in 2020 but a lot of people don't know it. See you know say ukita B1 B2 na say ura US na say ube Obanbe US citizen, all right, Obanian the document, all right. But if you go out of the country back to your home, it becomes difficult for you to gain entry back. Oh, visa, but to do port of entry, they might not even allow you. So visa we will not say, okay, renewal, they might not renew it for you. And you know, this is the news.
Vargas, D say, Ozel number no, Manisu, now into and send ice cream, Sikawai. Dimmes Romanisu. What's it? I have a glass.
Oh, Mr. Say, the all my number into.
Good. My ice cream is why. Mum ice cream and in the Mr. Mr. Amarofo, up the center of glass and the mind are important. And more mobile for birth tourism, no. Mobile for birth tourism. They say up this year, oh no. Into the fine. Obana American citizen. But two people my brother went to Mumbai. That is up this. Good. And that's him here. Mr. Jamal Kwaba. Mr. Jamal. Mr. Jamal. Oh, yeah. Mr. Jamal, what do you mean? Mr. Jamal. And more celebrities, you know, more celebrities now, what Ghana. Yeah, can say, mpanimfo no your money here, more support because more celebrities. More nyinsa ya no ba brocha ba bewo. Eye pa. Eso ba bewo a. This a woka. Upi he kwa. Obaje kwa ba so ba biu. Eye pa. Na e ba kasa amaku na yiye. Mr. Jamal what menka? Mr. Jamal kwana bla. I said na link no ntimu njina so. Ba ka so.
Kato mo hapa.
Okay, my main friend power.
The money is $50. Ebo be a money.
Why are there? Mr. I are there. I am Sam Atta. Mr. Samata Akwaba.
Yes, sir. My patch is saying.
Yeah, mo yapa na oswe.
Adomo, me pese me share any on wo so a wo tie onyina. Na me pese anka me de education kakra e bata ejuma na wo ye ne ho na me kire ade kitu ebi mu. E ma he nyina. Me a businessman wo Accra. But me ta to kwan. Me mfa connection man in J Visa. But send your work no. Wo J Visa. Endru 6,000 5,000. And we here connection man so we nim dia ye hwehwe wo ho nkwa dia. Na dia ye hwehwe wo ho no so no. En she da anyi hu. Ignorance na ema problem na eba. Inti nanka bese mi kire bibi mu kakra because you said something about building your bank account, all right? Ti me pese mi kire we mu kakra minim se ebe boa nipa bebre. And wo kasa so wo kasa no so.
Emphasis
on
good bank statement.
Yes, but the definition of good bank statements no na me pese mi kire because just running your account does not make it a good bank statement to the consular and I say to the embassy.
Yeah.
Inti me pese mi kire bibi mu kakra na obi ate ase na obi owo so ene bia na otie me no eye nyame adom if you say me kasa wie na the American wo di ye adwuma enye say wo betumi apply for visa without going through we connection man keke any emfaso a obenya na emum no so say ye be di na visa ne de na che say dia edi wechi no so because there are three things consular and any high commission and I say any embassy ehwehwe wo obia obeje visa nyoma miensa science I say we also nyoma miensa ba ansa mebo nyoma miensa ne so no so me pese obi anya nti ase say so wu to kwan akọ London no wu to kwan akọ Europe wu to kwan akọ US o kai na ti ase say man bia won kondo say obia oba omukrom with the B1 B2 visa no omobeji B1 visa no is for business people na B2 visa no is for tourists that want to come to your country. Now the reason why a mind be a pet tourist any businessmen so omukrom no is because the expectation is that you are coming to spend money and go back to your country inti your economy yi inti eno no say we hear the right things the chances to say you be deny visa no very rare, but you must know the right things to do. So that said, let me come on to the 3 things that they expect from you, which are the right things. The first one is I will say we show proof of personal evidence. That's number 1. I will say we show proof of external evidence. That is number 2. But obi wants to be our pen paper no ntronto. Personal evidence number 1. External evidence number 2. In established evidence number 3. Because any abroni edwene na enye saa na ebibifo odwene. Na omukro mu no so send your mahyehyɛ nyoma na enye saa na ɛte wɔ Ghana ha. Like abroche say se sika beba wɔ account mu a na ɛkyɛ sɛ obi etua wɔ ka. Enti sɛ Ghana ha no ma wonam na obi kyɛ osika a wotumi ana wotumi kɔbɔ bosia na wode akɔ akɔto wɔ account mu. Yɛmbisa wo sɛ sika ne firi he ne ade na abroche na enti saa. Ti saa na ɔmo adwene no ɛte ɛwɔ ɔmo embassies no wɔ Ghana ha. Nti ɔmo wɔ Ghana ha but ɔmo adwene nyɛ Ghana adwene. Nti wokɔ hɔ with Ghana adwene a ɔmo be fail. Wokɔ hɔ ma also wokɔ hɔ with broni adwene. Nti this is broni adwene. Personal evidence no, which is the number 1, me trust ye. Ɛhɔ na bank account ne wɔ. Bɛnyɛ bank account nko a. Ti wa wo hɔ no ye list way. First, to prove personal evidence, say you are making money. Not that you are getting money. They are 2 different things. You are making money. It's just a wujia ketia, and yes, a wunya sika. It is a wo build a account na wudi sika tu mukeke. No we sika free wudi sika tu mukeke. One sheni ya anya adomwa, and no be kwetia. There must be proof of getting paid. Not getting money. Indeed, this is the first advice. I remember Bia or Pevisa on person before Biaso. Make sure so what for me their nature on the soir. Say you be bounce visa no nature say problem can say be pad out. And now I say why there's some big mistake be. So the first thing is that me poucho whoever you are, whether you have a business or not, whether you are a student or not, if you want to go with the B1, B2, and I say if you want to go with the tourist or business visa to the UK or the US, first, co-registrar general, na co-register company, ewo, who would deem as enterprise, and do 250 Ghana cedis po. Register company no, company, edin dia upedia, with the fadin dia keke. Na ko registrar general ebi wo Kumasi ebi wo Nkran ebi wo Tamale ebi wo Takrady ebi wo Cape Coast ko honom na ko register wo company as enterprise wo sika ye limited liability eno de ne bono wo soro kakra mi say 2000 but enterprise e be 250 Ghana cedis or less na me pacho wo register die pe for sa registration document no fe ko bank ne ko bie account for company no. That is number 1. Na sika bia wo ho a waboa ho sanka wodi tu kwan no. Fasa sika no eto company ne account mu. Bajo muntie mi ye pa fasa sika ne to company ne account mu. Na sa sika na wodi to company ne account mu no make sure say si broni ni me say company wo sika. Sa sika no ye di bi betua ka. Ye di bi bebo company ni mu ka. Yedi bi better materials for company. Ejuma na company na ye na ngasa so so omo bebo ho ka. It is a 20,000 na wodi akoto account ni mu a. Making sure say at the end of every month me pacho ahadi very important. Company bi ye serious bia no omutua workers ka on a particular day every month. Say ye 27th a ye 27th every month. Sa dia we nkiti we no mo hwa mo de reject mo no. Inti wo company account na we nya making sure say sadie we no for the next 6 months wo money mpa ho da one kasa choose the time because I know no company no will right say 22nd o 25th o 20 but I was say last week of the month in say who choose 25th every month 25th transfer from your bank account into your personal account your salary. It is a 20,000 na wo either wo company account ni mu a sheda decide say wo salary no wo be ye ne yemfa ne say 4,000 na bank hono ko bank na ka kire omo say me pese me ye transfer to my personal account as salary, making sure so what stress say as salary e was say extra wo statement ne so say a salary there buy into bank na send money to your personal account omo send ya omo betumi send it as cash but insist normally the aye they say wo bet sure letter wo na letter no what they ato ho na every month they also send date no na what they akoma bank and no be making sure say bank no will do the right thing and on the letter no simple please transfer 4,000 Ghana cedis to Samuel Benjamin Kofi Arthur's account number this as salary for June 2022. Then the next one was the start date, as salary for July 2022 on the same 25th of the month. Don't make some mistake, and change the date because Bruni is done. Into we are the sana no call personal account. Now, once that is done, the next thing you have to do is say, "Wo company account now, mono." I was a wubu kebi. What you are saying? I was a wubu kebi. Number one, who to me ye cash fee company account no broniti as here. Said their expenses be or honor man will be ye cash. But we ye cash in a main disicano. Main disicano. Fatikane to ho. And now was salary no way chia akoto account in the monosono. Main di. Opa now who expect it can be says it can be free baby about fine to me di. But who expect it says it can be free baby about main di. Name no personal account. So please let's note this. When over 6 months period. Now most embassies no more personal account no details no for about 6 months. Or company account 3 months. Into all of this over 6 months. During 6 months no. Wo personal account in a company account now what the yes operation way no men ma eno nye wo other account wo twetwa sika bi agum anyhow because broni ekromo no say wo ye adwuma sika bi eba wo personal account mu no efi wo adwuma mu na eba inti say wo build this bank statement we na eni say wo use wo bank account wo di sika bia tum wo brother send you sika fi abrochia na wo di atum na ewu debi we sa two accounts wo be be a special company account and just for the application of the visa. Now make sure say sika bia ekọ wo personal account we mo no sika free wo company no mo eba personal account ni mo pe memma sika bia nkofra enye sa o mo be deny. Na sika no koda wo personal account mu apart from cash na wo yi free wo company account mu ebe kire mo so company na boka ye adwuma no wo personal account no so o was say wo look like wo di sika ni bi banye ni nyina broni expected mpacha how so important broni expected so bia eda na dream so person to kwan ko vacation no obeja 40% of the salary every month. It is 4,000 now. Would you 40% here 800 Ghana cedis. Me pacho 40% is like about 2,000 Ghana cedis. Me pacho 2,000. Who do sikana making sure so would be no we just 2,000. But sa account no yi sika free muti say woody now so wo payment. Because ebia wo ni sika bia free baby abanti wo payment nti wo yi sika free mono like ebia wo de wo ATM send ya wo kan wo de ATM na eyi sika no sometimes wo betumi ekoyi cash fine that is fine but sa sika no wo boa no na sika so wo yi free company account ni mu ti say wo di ye adwuma no so wo boa no na at the end of the month no na wa sign this sika na say akoto company account mu biem to say payment wo client dey tua worker for company no now we repeat the same process all over again. Na sa dey way na wo ye no there are two things in here pa. First one is say sika bia wo dey kwakoto account ni mu no wo company account ni mu no e wo say wo backing evidence be bia sika ni free inti me pa cho sika bia e ko company account ni mu bia no e wo say wo invoice no emfa ho nipa ni din wo so papa Kwame Kwejo invoice 10,000 wo betumi aye invoice na miensa ekodu amount ne pepepe ana enan ana edu ekodu amount ne pepepe as supporting evidence says sika na abeda wo company account mu no eye osimesi we ina etua wo ka wo ejuma wo ya ma omo ina wudi ekogu bank account ni mu ina enu no saa sika na wudi tua wo ho ka. That is how we build the bank account statement. It is a broni na ehwa they are ohwani. Number 1, sika eba company account ni mu ana na sika na aba account ni mu no or the akwa check your personal account says transfer of salary every honum call personal account mu ana odru personal account mu obe check say sika na call personal account emu ahin na wudi na ahin na eka na de eka no say yebobo ho adru 6 months a ebetumi ahwew 3 days and 1 week ewo US and UK as a tourist. Nti ano na obehwe no wi a wa ba behwe evidence say nti sika na eba wo account me free na eba wo ye contractor and there was say you show say invoices bi wo hono ma e kire say nkrofo we tua wo company ka ana wo ton in toast wo dwemu a wo say wo receipt wo ye hairdresser wo say wo receipts a e kire nti e bia adwuma na wo ye no ma receipt o ba wo kwa kwaji visa na e wo say wo per receipt book. Now we throw receipts ni bebre using dates. Now what they count was for personal evidence no. A move fano why there was away. The second part of the personal evidence ni say was say what say wono as the power apply within the credit. Into one of the things we hear and say omu bisa wo omu mbisa wo sheda fa wo birth certificate feka wo documentation ho feka wo documentation ho fa sheda fa wan kasa wo personal pictures jinobi ka ho men fa ka eye fa too much a omunim so ntumi nto based on your salary tra picture isan your man feka ho. Do you understand what I mean? Sa in your man I was say obo no fine na eno your personal evidence. Personal evidence no so there's another party here and no conform more certain levels like me no like for example who work casa I was say work casa ni na documents who ye photocopies of some documents ni na what they can who were dying I was say we fata dino documents e de ka ho saa nyoma ni na I was say ma broni chance or show documents na on here say obefro interview into uba interview or show enim keke na wa kase ko. That's number 1. Then about external evidence. I may patch on external evidence no. So we you be na warranty dan wa kra me patch ko landlord no na ka che so all my rent tenancy agreement. Very important. E kire say wo be a wote won kran ha. Wo to kwan ya kono. We tua rent be 1 year and 2 years. Intenya ade a wo koka ho. Wo be ba beto aso because wo tua rent in check. Inti me pa cho say wo rent kra wu kra ko hu obi na pa ne cho say onye sa agreement na ma no onye ni 2 years and 5 years rent no sign ma na feka wo documentation external ones in America no. The next one of the external ones in say wo ba we nkrofo bebre ni be hia pa wo ba no ne birth certificate. Any the weighing card ni here papa because when you say ya wow ba in your maybe wo hono ma e wo sa wo into the birth certificate ni weighing card pictures are when wo ba nature say ne ma me ni ya wo yire ana wo mpna e wo say pictures bi wo asa mu wo fie di agro bi na mo twa sa picture no e wo say wo dia no so de ka ho eno ne external evidence wo dia no so e ka ho na ano akwa documents no what I say inti eno no nyina begu nchen na aba last one na eye established evidence no maka mu bi kakra but maybe way to also say external evidence no I was say check kwa wo kono be hyan back inti number 1 I was say wo letter from baby a wo ye adwuma in this case wa we be wo company inti I was say wo throw letter everywhere our company ni din woso say company no apne say ye ma 2 weeks for vacation enu hia pa ye ma 2 weeks for vacation ehu hia ebi wɔ kɔ company kura to me ka sɛ ɛka ne kura yɛn na yɛfa ɛno deɛ broni ɛmbisa wɔn ho hwee da because ɛno yɛ very normal wɔ aburokyire na wɔn nim sɛ company nso wɔ sika sɛ nwa wɔ personality wɔ personal pay na yɛ adeɛ emu nye du then you say that company is going to also support you ɛba ne saa wɔn ni problem. That is the external evidence. Then, apart from enono sono, send Americano, say what warrior will marriage certificate and here what the kind external evidence no. So we divorce here, we divorce certificate, feka and send I was a what say wo Bob Brawa Hanum, who koni kroma wun here she wo. That's we the way in now boom. Now wo call what they call embassy. Me patcho there is a reason why our embassy in the consular ni now or more cameras ebo bohono. Broni wo hoye no onfa na dwen kwa anye adwuma odi nani so ade hunu eso ye adwuma almost steady nipa nti wo wote honom na wo se wo baba be submit wo documents ni nyina na omo hwe now I was said wo look like wo documents na wo dey ba no wo ye student wo apply as a student look like a student. Who apply as a businessman and look like a businessman? Who apply as a who call tourism? You must look like obi or ye juma onya mfa so kakra otumi di bisia otumi di tu kwan kwa abroche kwaji n'enima ne ye. Inti say who corner that is why obi can say bi say ye ka so nko shave ni ade. Sometimes obi wo ho no ma nanu me say manu hu hwi by fatame. Obi wo ho ma nanu hu hwi fata no kra o look like ruffian. Obi sa no Ukraine, I was say I can't Ukraine. I was say we. A chair no wunya na will be ja na weja. But say fatawa janisa but money neat. What we a businessman into who call tourism, who call consular na high commission one. Look like a businessman. We shirt na smartly we shoe we trousers. Say also we shed out koto sa nyoma miensa we new. Kwa na we chef for sada na me ba cho mu fa sa de ni ndia. Camera no mo de hwe pa. But ya say omo wo ba ni na omo hwe. So you must look like it, and when you look like it, then it will also give you the confidence. Ebe ma wunya ayem hihie. Sa enyoma we nyina no so wo di bom na wo de kɔ. So what they call visa. There is no way. Me say I am a visa. If you want ma nkofo it won't say who corner who can apply for visa ni wie na emre ni do na wo kwaje passport na. Mu ko di line mo a obi aba na amount wo documents a wo submit ye no. Na ye the passport so aka ho in an envelope. Obi wo ma the envelope to me say e be 3 sheets. But me apply for visa dia obi ahu me envelope na ye de ma me na. No mo di mechi no mo yam hihye omo. Because when me envelope no, it say A4 sheets back be 500. Because in your man me this shemo no, ma broni no enka na dwen kra say ni pay onye nia o say oye no. Say the American what you say. It say wo kwana wo prepare na wo fast akwan we so prepare. Wo be wo say you won't need any visa connection, nothing. But you have justified say number 1, you have an income. Number 2, you have establishment ya woman ne ye ana woman ne maami a wo hwomo. Number 3, wo bebi a wote wo hanom a wetua ho sika wo beba sen aba betinem. Number 4, wo we japade asase documents ana a car document ana a dine document a wo hon ma kire se wo we japade wo ha nti wo nkokro obi ni kro mu nkonkonko ha wadwen wo ye ne sa wo benya wo visa no clear. Na ukodru hono ma na eche dia wo pesa wo ye na why nti sika pair of kakra na me di pushu no na eche no say oba live na bibi so ho na masan aba na maba beto aso me dase
no Mr. Sam jinaso kakra benko what we nka
okay yes me te on kapa
you've been amazing
thank you
and I bless God, and I'm also grateful to you on behalf of my followers. You know, this is
Thank
what
you.
the platform is standing for. When you home,
yes
good education,
yes.
good information. I will be a why not stop BBS everything so take it same.
And no.
Idea all come 100%. It resonates with me. Why am I fast doing my best? It resonates with me. And me dawase me jina atie for ne awefo nyina na mu ne me co-host Vaglas anamu edawase Now,
Amen.
you know,
That was a pa.
people with knowledge and information, it's like they be a mechanic. Platform we know. Obi aba so besua de. O ka say nyina bi ti o, misu besua bebre. Because what's the new twist about with respect to the bank statement, you know, which is very broad and very instructive. Obia actually was here say me record video and I go to YouTube almost I can correct. It means that the information will provide is valuable.
Yes.
And I'm acknowledging you. Me that's it. Say me want people like this. We want people like this watching the show and also contributing to the show. Me that's it. Me acknowledge you and I'm playing say me man nyen dem kwa. Any day be a life for being notification no matter the topic, and so input to fabula.
Me ta shop on, me shop on, me send no message. Me no bon komo kra so. Every say one kai. Me no bon komo.
Ta.
Me jai awari kra o ka so be pay yire wa brochi ama me. Me ntie won ka bi. We re free o. Me no bon komo. Yeah. But me what visitors ne gu me passport mu bebre me ntumi po mfa ntu kwan. Amazing. Simple. I mean, we always travel.
Yes, I always tell people say, "Open the wunya visa no, and your rocket science, and your idea impossible. And your more, you only have to know the ways, no, any process, no. I just say, and education, how dear bay." Obi biala na near place or person B1, B2 visa. Any other embassies no more tourist visa biano. Me gini se ni para na ju so be sua dia. O be start to na.
Me pacho 1 minute kasa ni na real film ade ba akope for the tourism no not the business for the business no so one thing but tourism only ade tourism no so o documents na what they con in here say we be online na wa register for tourist sites will be a work on. She said Washington and was a tourist sites no online. We be na wa register so on that date we no we be visit on this date no we be visit on that date no we be websites no then you print that one down. Now it so you be a friend travel itinerary. Me nka so bi ankoto ticket but we call travel travel tourism and tour travels no we call one na catch so open travel itinerary for that date we are omo the bema so okay e be at 25th no person wutu kwan now we back on the 28th into omo this itinerary in the bema what the beka ho na the last one they say me person obi ati asese sa idea we say so obi amount invitation fi abrochira wuntumi ntu kwan kwa abrochire na ye ntro memi wonuanu wa abrochire so mi ntu kwan nkwa abrochire nkosra obi ada nkotena obi afie da na ase membo obi akwa mane ese me kowoda. Just go on booking.com and any of the websites na ko buku we hotel for days na wusu bedi wo ho no mo ma reservation keke hotels ni bebi wo ho no ma ehia so obetua sika bia for reservation na obetumi cancel reservation no anytime 24 hours before a day I was withdraw.
Yes.
Into we give reservation now with the account. And the last thing, me pacho buku Uber, buku Uber fee airport on the day I will expect so we be drew hono. Na and also no print it. Na feka o documents no ho. And no we drew hono ma. Na we drew immigration na omo bisa say hina na wo ba ne ho. Hina na o be found. Hina na wo kwatena ne nchen. Because I show documents, we also we book Uber. Me say me use Blackburn because me a businessman. Normally we use Bentleys. But me start here no, not me a small boy into Uber. We book Uber now. So omunim say Uber na etwen. Omunim say we book hotel a wo kodem. Omo activity say oh so we beko zoo. We beko ahanum say we beko Westfield Mall. We beko ha inti ni nyina wa print ni nyina e di aka ho. E ba ne sa we ni problem. Inti kakra na me re free ya me pese me de ka ho. Sa documents we nyina no obi a wa tra to ho bia no we be nya na fast.
Amazing stuff. Me that's it. Because say we among the best videos you are so far. Me that's a power with we input no. Me wo gidi say tie for ani ahwefo o mani abra o mo person mutimu nya visa. So mo yo mo so besua de a one more education na me that's a power uni.
I know.
Ma note udine down. Nti anytime bia so be so bia no. Me hu wa no me the priority be to so na ma pick up.
Me patcho yo matic.
Input bia obi an odi aba. Me that's bebre.
Yo. Yes, you better wa yen nuanum nyina. Why? Na obi a asumu adwono.
I say it mo bua gan the man to say. Who person who 2 kwan ya who here connection man. Who here yeah. Who the right information, who education, not say who preparation now. Who bet me to kwan without any connection man bia. Me that's a pastor will do information no. I confirm what's happening no. Me that's a pa why.
Me that's yo nyamisha. Thank you sir.
Birthday boy oh. Vaglas. Yeah, Kumi.
Brother.
Akwa babio.
Masamba bill. Brother na waban na de enye izo. Oba sisi ya ofri so no. Wo me education pa nti ye nyina ye waka se nyame hira bla no. Wo me education ne pa me kura meti ya mi hu kura dwiri me enye easy.
That's Kumi. Vaglas. O microphone will mute. Minister, what's the main? Minia Marvin Akwaba.
Yeah, ni afa.
About
Ofa na pomwe. I'm kaze fi Kumasi Bantima.
Marvin.
Yeah, ofa.
Okay, so free.
Me kaze fi Kumasi Bantima.
Okay, Bantama. You didn't come up.
We yeah, aseda kese pa nkoma of asame or education or their brain. Me gidi say you mu bebre afa ebefa e de aye mfaton se bia akonya be aba se obi be so ontu kwan a obetuma afa nimdie no de amaye ne so na make bi make out so say B1 B2 visas no I learn say now we say interview dates no ISKS ka out me book no nya bia be 2023 I don't know say who idea about it with my line here.
Okay, you made us.
Okay, me that say.
Yeah, you know correct.
Hello.
Minia na so meba. Na so Minia and Marvin and correct B1 B2 no. Like because of COVID-19 no. You slow down kakra with American embassy no. Nti ama ebinum kwampa appointment next year ebinum dey 2024 what I say about all the say now and also NC ukwan say why already some person submit application ejai ubetima submit it who now check it for openings because I think say who musu butimu biemu 2 days ago many obi kasa 2 days ago now the interview no next year early 2023 or say osan ko check it bi no ye December nti mi say who no mo twe why nti so na betima akoso atry ahwe why Clement Akwaba
Yeah, why did you say?
who ye pa na also
Nyame adom boko me kasa free oboase.
okay
Ewia we mama bo pa.
also say
Ensema ewia mama me ho adwiri me pa. Ensema me starter no work no. My experience be. And at first na me mean to kwan bia this okita huge money somewhere around 40,000-50,000. Na me call Germany. And a friend of I no akobi pen. Wa boka almost 50,000. I wa bra Germany no kra we ndro. But for me the minim say na magical. Scam plus my plane ticket 6,000 kra nindu. All the printings and then the account nyina mendru 6,000. Nti my nsem na wo kana very 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 key pa. Ya da na nyame nhira no. Dedication na moye no ade a yɛntɔn nkɔ so a na ɛnyɛ viral na obi ehu sɛ because connection men na aba no ɔmo bu amanfoɔ paa ɔmo ku amanfoɔ you can imagine 60,000 no agye 70,000 some take even more than that.
Yes.
So but that's
Yeah.
but my problem back what I want to say, you know, I have the experience make for Germany. I make for as invitation now be the man na make for. I know the meaning process but meaning say other countries no say Canada and this I don't know. And also the same process and I say and also a different way. But right now I mean Kamesa Canada. So what I say. And say and also education but make me the aboa me na ma follow the akwa. And very me adwuma all right. But Kaminya sa by I'm very happy. Say any further education I would like. Me that sense so.
I take a minute. Me dance. Vargas.
Over.
Akwaba.
Eda. Pacho, so I was sorry, me Nkofu be friend me from Ghana. Interna na Untimenkano. But you know, say there are a lot of things in here some which are true and which are correct. But on say there are levels to everything you want to do and the mindset you have. Because to say, for instance, Hasi, just as he was saying, say, let them pay you at a particular date every end of the month. No circle, no job circle has that. What they do is they pay you at the end. Hasi, a year 2 weeks. They pay bi-weekly. Some jobs pay weekly. I mean, I don't know of jobs that pay at the end of the month, but they are very few. They use a cycle rather than an actual date. They use a cycle. Into this week, you bet to meet you 15 first cycle. That second cycle, because me starting, their months are
network ni yen
ultimately pay 3 times in a month. Ultimately pay 3 times in a month. Their cycles are ultimately pay 3 times in a month. Their cycles are ultimately pay 2 times in a month. All these things, they change. And also, I think say in Yama if you want to do that, that is fine. But B1, B2, the generality of B1, B2. If you check the website, as part of the required documents, even bank statements in Kahun for B1, B2.
Yeah.
What they tell you is that they give you the required ABR invitation letter or now your intent of traveling. Number 2, they give you your passport. I mean all the other things. We are normal council and any other thing that will support your case. Where in the case Mr. Atae Kano was about, all those because what I'm trying to say, I'm not saying say Obwa, but what I'm trying to say is say most of the things he listed are more strictly diverted towards the Canadian process than the US process. Because Canada, it is required for you to bring your property documents into a car or car's five. Canada, it requires you to bring it. Say Danya, it requires you to bring the document. Say company, it requires you to bring the document. Anything you have as a property in your name, Canada is a requirement. It's all the count. And all these other things. But notwithstanding, I'm trying to bring and I make an say wow, but you not having these things should not necessarily deter you.
Yeah.
Because remember, say what we are trying to do, and what we are trying, and the people we are trying to help, and people are sebi, they don't have the flexibility or they don't have the ability to do most of these things that we are talking about. Because on you and I on this show, apart from the fact that we have met people who have 100,000s, we also have people who don't have nothing, like Omunifi Sebi. So we are looking at the easiest and right way to go through. For me, I don't think say you necessarily have to have a picture of yourself. And so what I say, because if you have a picture of yourself standing by a car, it doesn't do anything. Because car you will be able to mark with car be who a picture at the aba. Who is a ultra picture or car who na say who need documents to validate her and who here. And I make us say for B1, B2. Oh, and what we have to understand is that even with the statement, you know, I've said it times in that number on this platform here. They are aware say statement is fake because there are people who can actually do statement and put do direct debit payment as your payment or GF for a bank or make my pay slip amount. They can do all those things. They know all these things. Into know what I'm saying is that right now, no, the mindset of they approving the visa is not even based on bank statement because in the past few months, I know about 4 to 5 people, Marco B1, B2, they didn't ask them for bank statement. So the bank statement, in as much as is possible, for me, you know, I don't believe say a plays a major role. Say if you go school, to say school, say you know, of a necessity, most of the time they will ask because they want to be sure, say you can actually come and do, you know, pay all those things. But most of the time they don't even check. And you see, on multi bank statement, most of the time what they look at is opening balance, no much in no much middle balance. Because you see, Obia Wako interview Wahabiano. What's a mere Diana waiting 5 minutes? What's a mere Diana waiting 5 minutes? But normally the interview is below 2 minutes. Me come interview see under 1 minute. Because obisa question and I'm answer, obisa question and I'm answer. So I'm not disputing. Me, I always tell people say every document you have that will help your case because that's what the US embassy says. Or normal requirements are then they say any other document. Me call F1 interview. I took my birth certificate. I took my business registration. Yes, I'm not saying it is bad. But what I'm also saying, and what I'm the clarity I'm trying to also bring is that who's on a lot of process, going through a lot of process, going to set up a company, going to, you know, do all the direct deposit and I make us say most of those things for B1, B2, most of those things, a big crowd they will not look at it. Your ability to make a strong case based and Amaka Debia will say interview Debiano. You as the applicant, you are always able to determine how your interview goes because once they start asking you the questions, the kind of answers you give will determine the follow-up question, will determine how the question is diverted, will determine how it draws for the fact that they have to look into other documents. Inti yebisa say obadin the same. Now we train so now we got 3 different names and sana about the right name. Then it comes to a point where they have to investigate or look into say nkwalani omba into maybe say unkolani birth certificate. But under normal circumstances, if you go through right process and if you go through right channel of answering the questions now, you will not need to answer the question or you will not need to provide a bank statement. A birth certificate of your child. So what I'm saying is, what we can also do to sensitize, and I know Debi Obapa Kojoka say, we are going to also do or help people with how to face consulates and answer their questions because how you answer your question can determine what is required of you and can determine how far your interview goes. Into it could be you yourself. And Amakano, there are always 3 categories. There are always 3 categories of people. In Kofa, we had then Udu wa consul and I been say we may man either because Nikota Asun and now because he has just made up his mind, say the next person on farm. There are people the bema regardless. Who also made the bema. And I won't confu be a more in is either say the bema and I am farm is dependent on the outcome of the interview. Because mind you, consulate be a new or be baby Sammy say at the now 1 month visa. the truth of the matter is that the visa approving of the visa is based on the discretion of the consulate, not necessarily even the documents you have. Until you can have all the documents and everything, and they still refuse you. It is based on their discretion. Until na de biya normally make us say sometimes no, apart from say what she say on no, nyaminsa so because it is strictly based on the discretion of the consulate. Into opia for letter from Biden bra. So pese oma wa obema, on pese obema wa oma. Opa for letter from Akufo-Addo ba opese oma wa obema, on pese obema. It is based solely on their discretion. And I make her say, me with my experience, I don't know about other people, but most of the things I was even saying, no, na consulate no ntie. Why busy or typing in your motion in the computer? So the only time I realized, say, he listened was when he asked me about company no mommy sponsorship letter, scholarship letter, no. And that company me who said he actually listened because he was typing and googling the company to see if it was legitimate. But aside that, no, asema me in fact the last thing I make when and I mean so no asema na make no ne kwen na meaning na me so me kasa minim say me kasa but I didn't know what I was saying. One of them in your mama me say your visa has been approved, read this and follow the next steps to get your passport, and I mean me feel. So sometimes most of the time no, they are not even listening to everything you are saying, and I make no, but there's a way you can answer the question that becomes a trigger into who can be a trigger now. Then he picks on that one into no one share asema who can to explain ebedu trigger no one till or fat trigger now. Then based on the trigger no, we be our questions which can be more difficult. We be our questions and now we're making decision even based on that trigger and they say me if I have a name now. Into no the compilation of the document and all those things. So I mean, if you have them, fine. But for instance, you are supposed to create ties. There's no tie. There's no better way of creating tie of having a wife than having a business, because business work closely business na to but if you have a wife, I mean, the probability say you just leave your wife out of the bloom because is quite low. All these things, we have to think about them. I'm not saying you say Mr. Atta and I'm Mr. Sam as a more kind of intro. No, what I'm saying that I'm trying to bring clarity. That's number one. And number two, I'm also trying to make say that those specific documents are geared towards the Canadian side more because they require it. And what people don't know is that Canada visa they air in US.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Most people don't know it, but Canada for no what time pop. And however, only maintain almost 30 years giddy sano is because they had an insider. Now Obuanko for visa. Bakoye Ghana ni Bakoye Canadian. Yet they sacked them in the year 2019. They sacked them because now me sister B Juma Canadian High Commission. They sacked them because no mujiska. It is say Canada, who the unyama kwa. They who bank they catch us, they call them who could bank statement or bank now catch them so they call Canadian embassy. They do everything French because they tell you say Canada for no. Yeah, from we they send delegations to actually come to the ground and ask questions and see things for themselves. Into what I'm trying to say and they say the process is not as laborious as we want. Uwo they say in Yamana. Bank statement, bank statement, SLPB of a necessity, but company are fine. Fine. But the discretion of giving out the visa no, it's not necessarily based on how you present your case or how you
The document.
it's your document. It's to the discretion of the consular or and you can't take them anywhere. If you like anybody on this platform no, make unya time go to YouTube, go and type US consulate. They will come some past consulate or juma no and normal retirement to come to offer, come to do educative YouTube videos, and they talk about their time as consulates, and they talk about what they go through, how they are trained, what they expect. Most of them will tell you, say,
Yeah.
visa, no, sometimes they just don't feel like giving it out and don't give it out.
You
You
know,
can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things, and American, don't get me wrong, all those things, no, they'll play a role. I mean, one way or the other. But you don't solely depend on that. Into because my BBI into me quite also the mommy of a necessity. No. Patrol of Akojo.
Kojo.
Vaglas. And some man can say mechano. What brooding in us? What broso? And tika create be any person me be a quine be man of be whom you may be all a coso embassy. Na omudi. Nyama Sam na mesata beka ye ni no. Ni nyinaa ne kwan so ano no. Ne kwan so ano no. Okay. Na once all can for beka or say we to kwan akọ countries bebree. Nanso ade ba ko ye hye ne nso ha ye. Country bia ne omo procedures. Country bia ne omo require. Country bia ne yomo hwe. Once mesata no bia mu general.
Yes.
And nothing ma order those documents ni nyinaa ba ye because who call for Canadian ASS and Avaglas kan no. Exactly as I say what this hard documents ni nyinaa because omo be hwehwɛ mu bio. What they call UK the same thing. UK create to the bia to the extent that omo the case no be back London. Omo to be do case no back London. No one be hwehwɛ mu ansa na omo so return on your ma back. The same thing applies to the European country, sorry. But say open US embassy. Okay, let's see this. Every day biano US embassy Accra, Ghana. Number of cases omoje is not less than 300 cases. Obia betumi akọ no maka verify so obenye obi wo ho no obeka akyerwa. Behu asem America na yampa. Due to the fact that we have so many categories of visas. Who kwako apply with B1, B2. Obi so kwako apply for J. Obi call for E3. Obi call for BCC. Obi call for CW1. Obi call for NATO. That is Gen 1 and Gen 5. Obi call for H1B1. That is temporary worker. You understand? You will P, you will R, you will J, you will F, you will M, you will E, you will C, you will U, you will T. That is victims of human trafficking. T. We have a whole lot. Into obiane category okako apply for. And the visa consular has only 4 or 3 minutes to keep you behind the counter. When so obia wako bia so bedia dance here. So call for non-immigrant visa. You are not supposed for bare 5 minutes impo. Because there are a lot of people in the queue. And at the time, it started from 7:30 to 3:30. Omuko break 12. Normal ba around 1:30. Inti yen imagine bibi wa ha. From 7:30, na next batch aba 8:30. The following batch 9:30. Sa yen kan na yen fan divided by nipa 300. Na yen hwe sedia nipa ba ku bia o spend no counter nichi. Enti se ukọ carry sa document we mu nyina se visa officer no on for that 3 minutes e fa nhwe sa nyema we mu nyina mike woni ne kasa se na Vaglas kai woni ne kasa on hwe weni obehwe weni ma agi se bia waka bibi na o se to de bia oni obi kasa na nipa nka bibi na se ankoyi a otumi twa weni kwohwe no unconsciously no and I say bia we bisa obibi na wante na fi wahwe wenim ko omu nim se omo kasa no eto de bia ye nte papa nti obehwe wenim enya that eye contact no na wone waka wone ne kasa nyina no ono bo ne computer no enta de wo ke bia hye ho so at the same time verify say the wo can is it the same thing how they feel during the CAC no CAC near form no I-20 sorry 160 form yes 160 no
Yes.
send the tally paper enti me pacho holding all these documents no do you think say obenya time e dey ahwe sa documents ni nyina eno nti na so obi akọ interview wa ha say da obedi adanse say uwure mu a the first thing obebisa eye wo passport o receipt na wo de call ye no ene say bi eye school a waje wo I-20 no service fee service eyi na de bema wo no asa ene o passport picture on bisa any other supporting eyi bia kosi say ohwe na say ansem a wo kan insist so nanso opese odema wa ye wo ebi efe no amo frɛ no administrative processing a level bi a odu a that means that it's ne on sedan as papa into no obema o sheet bi efe no 221B article 221B administrative processing sheet or the mawa believe you me obetumi akofie bi wa 1 month na won ten nkan that means that in some a kan dey also come back ko hwehwem. It is very rare say ubeko all the time or this document ubeko na agisa to only that time only sa daje no. The only way you can be issued or refuse the visa is solely based on your interview. Debia ekasa same way sisi asova glasaka solely based on your interview. That man behind the counter no has only 3 minutes to determine as to if you are qualified to get it or not. 3 minutes per under 3 minutes. It just one question. Per. And now, mind you, your dressing does not change the fact that Papa will be mau and now. No. Some Americans for no. Omo discriminate. And now omo looky over new manso. Omo ya type omo ya haneha. Sebi say na obi can be said ne rasta or whatever. Sometimes I'm saying na obi can be said ne rasta and ko twegu ye ne ade because of interview. Americans are not like that. Utumi shia obi krampo a excuse me say we pinning na so. And so that person will be accepted in a juma government a juma. And to the Department of State utumi hu obi rasta obi we pinning na so. And so not the office. Americans are not like that. A woman said Ghanaian a young Ghanaian culture ne yen mono. The way you present yourself at who you are. But believe you me, America embassy is not like that. The moment udi kill mu a okọ consular ni no. Je eba ni trimu first say nipa obi onya America odua omba biom. Eye adwen all the time ewo omutrimu. Whether say we are soft na ukra Bible, babeji R or whatever. The only thing man say kwe a ukwe enya dia obeba. So it is up to you to convince the consular during the interview. Say mekwa meba. Okay, now let's look at something. Say out of nipa 300 we nipa 100 interview no. Na obia akọ for visit. Na edu kweku so. Kweku, what is the purpose of your travel? May call for visit. Ama, purpose of your travel, visit. Akosua, visit. Visit. Obia, visit. Say even a test and exams na ye try. Onka se nkofu we omakosua o baby. You don't have to give one word there. Anything na ye can say ye better time ne ne mo go through the visa interview process no. One word that automatically you have failed. Convince the consular, no, convince the consular by answering the question. That is it. Inti kakra me work canon no. Ehu hia yes I would be but believe you me on just our documents ni na. On just our documents in less than 1 minute or 2 minutes. Or also the documents we ma obium. Only time on behwe sa nyuma ni nyina mu. Inti kakra me be kan no. Me pese me de tudwa no. Eno
Yeah,
ano no.
yeah.
Douglas, just
Kojo, I'm thinking, say, as I said, what should I bomb or the rest of it when your time be na yeah for the interview no kwa because with your brother some intervention no what said you was ask ya okay no ono e kasa about say wa ko countries be brave enti o generalize ade no oh sir
Yeah.
o generalize ade ni nti ne na very yeah because especially with most of the countries like Canada, Germany, well most European no more
I know there's our presenters and
yes American process is simple what I say
simple
yes
simple
because you know famu me say America Valdas America ojo America you famu the name say simple but no on the context say what you can be brain or like o generalize the ni na
generalizing
yeah but who break it down who breaking it down with the American context no as simple as Valdas and the kojo e kan no what I say but on the broader perspective no dear brother Sam can on your wrong judging from countries like Canada.
No. He's never wrong. It's right. Yes. It's right. Depending on the country, we need to say will apply to. Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking say like young pattern be already I update me. So bet when you tell
me me clue is on tour. Offer. Onim say embassy no mumma visas so. Omu nyina omu penyin ho pa. Your friend no the ambassador no.
Yeah.
Na omu session bebree. Baby omu ye visa nankasa no. Ehɔ ne consulate.
Yeah.
The hɔ no omu penyin na odi omu so no. Your friend no chief consular manager. Na se obi a ɔte counter n'echi ɔno de bi o inside chief consular no inside de ɔte counter n'echi na ɔyɛ interview no omunya ahye chief consular na se o refuse obi a se on man visa not not even the chief consular officer or manager nor the ambassador can interfere. Ɛno na mpɛ sɛ yɛhyɛ ne nso wa ase sɛ o refuse wa anaasɛ or issue wa anaasɛ or approve wa nobody else can interfere, not even the ambassador of that embassy. And notice say ubeko foreign affair aka kwaji documents. Ubeko even president of Ghana aka kwaji documents. Say what the back case. The decision is solely with the consular no your interview. You find to your trim. Yeah. It's wafa. No, I say, yeah.
Okay. That's it. It's all around. Anytime we intervention here.
Maybe near.
Why?
Mate.
Okay.
Mate.
Yeah. Akwaba.
Baglass.
See.
Ofa.
Akwaba.
Ofa, Bacho, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah, Edia. Ofa, Bacho, me simple say me bisa asem kaka.
O kasa free.
Me kasa free Accra.
Okay. Yeni nkomo.
Ofa, menyo obi e wo US. Wo
Mhm.
or say opese like member ho but or say like what TBB say like ubetimi awari obi e wo online and opese nke online marriage nanka wetimi afile ama na maba so.
Of course.
Oh, 5 million, come on.
See.
Wafa.
Of course, I don't know.
Wafa. Mbache. You bet me I and the salmon I.
Okay, that's where you are. That's.
Yeah, Pacho,
Mbache.
there's nothing like online marriage, because we are online marriage. I mean, how will you get your certificate? And the online marriage or the anka, instead Ghana and Kaya sound. Konkobia be online marriage. In Kamisi in Kamayebia, Tessemin Krata Nam Kwanso Bakra. There's nothing like online marriage because every marriage has to have a lawyer or has to have a legal backing. And when we say Christopher Becca say be a sorry na so free share so nkramofo so beka say bi ombe awure, you know, all those kind of things. But the main thing that makes a particular country recognize the marriage is the laws of the country, and based on the laws of the country, you go to sign, you go through the process of signing, you go through the process of having witnesses, you go through the process of your friend Obagana, your friend BB gazette. You gazette the marriage. When we say you gazette the marriage, that means that you have put it into an official document which is traceable and which is, which has the ability to be tendered as a legal evidence of the union. Into no over Ghana say sorry baby they don't have a gazette to gazette marriages. Into Ghana for baby omuko sign court we are and some where they know before they are able to present the marriage certificate to them. But obviously if you have churches that are gazetted, they give them a copy of the mom book no marriage certificate home into what sign ye bibia a consular lawyers na sign that are not so for not tiama. So that's how it is. Into there's nothing like online marriage. There's nothing like online marriage. Into for that, I think say that will be your answer. There's nothing like online marriage. I mean, as far as I know, especially in the US, you have to, because the evidence of your marriage to someone, for the purposes of this will probably be your marriage certificate. And I don't know how the online marriages will do that. So
All right, thank you. Tio Akwaba.
Offer, it's our chief winner.
Yeah, Joseph Tio.
Really. We were human, and then a family cake.
Germany to say.
Oh, Boko, the Bagla Aircan, so Bibia and Aquin Pepe. It's a very de say chief one, so Mubiti ye. Na Monia, the Shandy Ephraim. Kwa kontulo muhunisa no nye bibia nye simple dear, but said you all can na kwem ne kwan so pepepepe no kan nti me se e watiefuo no be attentively no motie no mo nso edi saa kwan na so, because sika pay ya so ba ko chu sika ma connection man na wantumi ama kontu mu ya this time no 7,000 6,000 we the bag na schema enye sika ketwa nti mutie no na wo tie de wo kan ya wo tumi say yes ama of a program no so nye program a ye be di agro me hu obi chiro say of a scam me ba cho of a nye scam of a on di obi esikendi of a on for sika nye hwe King Jonas na kan na say me wo no what heaven what we sika ye dey on for sikendi emua ama wo boa ye nyina say ye ni be dey e be da ho upo obi o scam anya of a page on di obi esika okohwe emeya a omaroro mo ho abu obi a che omo gift me hu so obi kwa che of a gift. And so program of IM a program papa anka was a munina mo support mo share mo come YouTube channel na mo follow na mo share na wo nua bia wo akura bia asese ono so nya information obi anye dey anka nko bu na hu nipa bebre wa obi mo tuna che am of a gift bi eso mo kwa mai o maroro mo ho no mfa hwe mro wo o mo che o mo nua ma no mo che o mo nua ma fa so nyoe papa ne mo ano ejietiefo mesra mo bua program na program nye dey enko akiri Mr. Moa, not the Baglas air cannon so, Mundi super paper, Munti MIA. Of an word you meant to read, mentioned Ancasa, maybe Tremweki. Nambu Amin Kojuma, over like the Amino,
Martin,
Nanuka would be an OTFO, Metamas.
but you're gonna forward Germany now, but you'll be I don't know what you say. Moko or we are straight person now, we are straight person. Moko Mupe, you are a more champion. Mobana said, Vagas, I'm education, Mobana say, I'm education, I'm one child here. But Moko, and conform more page, the other child here. About a gun of
Wafa
yeah.
ungo for no gift na emba o nti me koda, because gift na emba.
About your mumma gift in Insu. Why? Mr. Amo says to see an Obaswa and then Vaglas birthday. Say I feel na Obaswa and then Vaglas birthday. enti ene so we ye dedicate Edema Vaglas. Ene so we ye dedicate Edema Vaglas. Nti mesraw mumma giftings no ensu. Uko obi a obo naked ya na wakocha ade on the platform. Emma ya omoto akese no for ene to akese. No de abegyina ho, no dandan ho no chinchin ho, na wo cha ade. Ye mo education for free. Education for free. Education we know. Ebe sevu 10,000 of cities. Oba me panelists no job one yet. I don't know yes sir. When you would ever ye. Jamfi Akwaba. Jamfi. Hey. Kojo. Now I can say Kojo can see you. Mr. Mama gifting, cinema, one gifting, no one gifting factors. Why? One gifting. And then especially the day and the birthday, woman won't gifting mommy. Era, see Miss Pat.
Wafa,
Aquaba.
Michiao,
Mejoso.
Yeja, Mekasa Africa, so.
You didn't come.
Wafa, na me wa question bibisa. Bibisa, American lottery, you know, should in case say who win ye bibisa bank statement, and requirements being ye bedie free honum for you to be able to get your visa. Because me entire last year me train results for May we. But then mocha bank statement. Actually my adrian could be to say in case na say me qualify ABI baby sa and I say no free like who straight.
Okay, because you are no why.
Okay.
That's the
I think say you know dear, it doesn't we know visa we know lottery no, it doesn't, the bank statement is not one of the necessary things they look out for. They look out for a lot of things. Bank statement is not necessarily one of the big things. Maybe another bank statement will be an American. You see, so this is the mentality I want us to have. Okay, but your Mrs. Pinyaba or Baya. Ubia bon se manu Mrs. And then baby SM a good boy. What I say. SM a good boy into Mrs. Pinyaba. Now, as I made that one say, sister ya. Obi a challenge o nti ese o meet your pet D ato challenge amount D as any $50 for ice cream you say na cow and that's how they are na sebi oh yeah sister penny because una na sister penny ese o ye show
yes.
D apart from huge giftings, was I cash and no your family business, but made a to abonting family business. D as the limit $50 for birthday ice cream. Sister Penny, what about the Usempa? They say that I say UBTD as Sister Penny. Send it right now because me ya announce it. You say phone need that obi a into boy baby obi na me ya announcement live. Inti no say umbe so obe gu enim ase no. E say ye ni sisi na me to me ya announcement so mo obi ehun say why are there as big sister because you say D na FS.
Vaglas.
Inti e say utumi twa D. Wova. I'm in Tasso. Okay. And me Tasso.
Sonia.
Intino, Wova. Patrona,
Hello.
answer lady back on the question. Maybe.
Hello.
Yeah, o background no dey
Hello.
finger.
Patron.
Hello.
Yeah, Sonia.
Yes.
Hello.
Me pacho, did you watch it check mommy? Why? And did have a show so.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me yeah,
Yeah.
Phyllis, na so kakra. That's one ye.
But what that be intina me ka say. So to in making up your case, no, I always say yes, I just as Lemonade is saying, bank statement then come home. But say Lemonade, sometimes no, that's what I'm always saying. Say the interview you go through, no, interview now, go through, no, you are a determinant of how your interview goes. Into ebia no bo ha or fill form no wakoka assembly and I say or your interview no wakoka assembly and I could trigger the whole bank statement issue. Into no say we your BBA year bank statements will not be a problem for you as a visa lottery winner unless say one could you ka.
Okay. Phyllis.
Yeah, but good afternoon. Yeah. Hello.
Phyllis, me too, can you come?
But not meet you for visa fee, but I've not gotten the date for the interview, so I wanted to know if in case maybe is there any expiration for the payment of visa fee in case maybe I don't get the interview.
Okay. Bagla.
Oh, into ideally no before pre-COVID no. Your visa your DS 116 160 fee no na a year it was valid for 1 year, but say no because of the whole COVID issue no a check sometimes it could go beyond 1 year, especially if it is almost fault no unya date na. I mean, once they know say there are difficulties in in getting data and all that, But what you are saying, that's how it is.
Okay.
I'm doing. We do money.
Hello, Wafa.
So Sonia.
Hello.
Yeah, Sonia. Sonia.
Hello.
Sonia Otemenka.
Yes.
Me pacho.
I'm Metonka.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
Me pacho kasa friend.
Mbocho mekasa fail me na
Okay.
Central region.
Yeni komo.
Oh, okay. Mbocho mpede mbisa question kakra. Mbocho
Okay.
mezenye de. Mezenye de me vocational school. Na okay, me wie no mon so do bio. But still I want to travel. My ejuma for 12 years. Me say vocational ejuma for 12 years or UCC, one of the restaurants. Na mpede mutu kwan, to be honest, but my minya kwan. But then bisa there with vocational motum me say nye ejuma wane de motum wada aboam na me say tu kwana. Because na me kai dem me send message wo street thinker ni page na obisa me dɛ mekita degree a meka kyerɛ no dɛ bi menkita degree but mepɛ dɛ mehu dɛ apart from degree no wɔntum wɔmboa m wɔ akɔnto baabiara with vocational education na mɛda ase.
Okay, you okay. Could you never glass what be yano?
What I could job at there on fire no yeah. Anna,
Ojo.
Na Vaglas, ba me buy, wo ba na me buy. Wafa
okay.
me ba Vaglas ne ba. Kyerɛ sɛ ɛnɛ yɛ wo birthday nti gift no mepatwɔ ɛma mo ma me gift ne biom ɛyɛ megya ne nyinaa ma Vaglas nti Vaglas me deɛ mede bɛma wo no ɛna mede ɛyi ɔmo fa instead of me gift ɔmo fa ma wo ɛno nti mede wo ho akyɛ wɔ ne ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ yɛtwa mu daa wɔfa ɛno anti na me baayɛ no pɛ sɛ ɔte ne ho ase ɔnte ne ho ase nti
Dabio,
after
but
ha sɛ no yɛwie
Dabio,
after ha no
who say D na de asema bremu nyina because D no we twa why no say sika no fa no we twa ha nti sese no abeye ka nti o
ɛno nti
asema
na wɔfa
o problem a
mabɛma ne
ese
nsa so
oni
sɛ
D
mempɛ gift wɔ ha mabɛma me nsa so ɔfa mempɛ gift a mobɛma me bibiaa mo sɛ mofa ma Vaglas.
Enti mesrɛ mo ɛyɛ kojo gift no
Aha.
momfa no nyinaa ka Vaglas ho why momfa no nyinaa
Aha. Obi sɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma o.
Any
Aha,
juma,
Mpacho,
any juma.
question na ɛbaeɛ no ɛyɛ den so ɛnyɛ den. Me advice wɔ sɛ na me adom abɔ mmɔden a na fa ho hyɛ because vocation a ɛyɛ no ɔmo hia paa ɛwɔ ha se nti no fa ho hyɛ lottery no mu why fa ho hyɛ mu na bɔ mmɔden a fa wo detail fa ma sika sɛ mmerɛ no ba bɛdu a na yɛn register wo. Na with that no yɛnim sɛ nyame bie kwan a you will be selected why na watumi atu kwan.
yeah kojo
Yo Vaglas wey deɛ best step na
kojo
Oh, back with you. Medase ba.
Ofa
support now.
me pa try na
Okay.
in case of any yibia me
Okay.
fo aba me your rounds means me do baby a de ni adenti na ma me ntumi
Okay.
just stable.
Okay.
That's
Yo, me that's kojo. Michael Akwaba.
Eja.
Me ba so.
Pacho, what do you mean?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Pacho, me the Michael make a selfie Dubai.
Okay.
Madam Wasini, program any Mr. Vaglas, whatever you are doing for we guys, we really thank you and appreciate everything very well. We are learning a lot from you guys because a lot of us wanted to move up. And maybe it is not, I've been listening to you for a long time. We've not been coming every day to talk, but we are learning a lot from you guys. And we also appreciate it. I have a lot of questions, but I think a lot of guys are down there. So as we were preparing to come up, we will still be on the line. Anytime we can come to join you guys. So I will let go off so that other guys will also come on. Okay.
All right. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Bless you too. Good job.
Vaglas.
Over.
What's your stomach ya buy eka?
OCD and Shushenim.
You can't oversend. Opo,
Oversend it.
oversend it.
Oversend.
Muna kama group num. Enti mema di o ma oda muna yesa mo celebrate mo so mo de edu so a na celebrate mo. Nti opo oversend. Wanji akwaba. Wanji. E. Mr. Jama.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Mr. Jama,
Hello, Ofa.
Mary, me ba so
Hello, Ofa. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mary.
Hello. Yo.
Good. Mr. Jama,
If I try me unka.
Mr. Jama, what mean? Yeah.
Hello.
Mary.
If I try me unka.
Mary, you come on, casa friend.
Pacho mi casa Ghana.
Okay, you didn't come up.
Ofa mi pacho mi pese mi bisa se.
Mary. E. Onyina ba kwaba.
Yeah,
Onyema, Akwaba,
ofa.
Akwaba.
Yeah, ofa.
Ipacho, asa free.
Yeah. Mekasa film wa Ghana, mekasa fi kaswa.
Ipacho yeni komo.
Na ofa na okay, mekasa kakra fa American literature no. Na ofa say ebi obi pese wo yebi. Na but me ni dia na ba metumi yɛ nkɔfɔ deɛ ma mo me metumi yɛ wɔ phone ma obi. But na minim idea bi wɔ fa ho sɛ obi pese wo yebi. Na sɛ ebi nipa no sɛ onko school a yɛno no yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ama nana.
Okay. Ebe you are no why?
Oh, okay.
Bagla.
Mislim that's
I think say nipa no go school da is a bit dicey because Enna ya started say even school no crown there's a qualification that gives you a chance because even wako school no crown is not just about your wako school but the ability to even pass the very core subjects they are looking out for. It is a unko school that sometimes no very difficult.
Okay. Mimia, rural boy, Akwaba. Rural boy. Okata free.
Offer.
Let's go.
Me kasa free Ghana.
Okay, yeni komo.
Me kasa free Ghana.
Yeni komo.
Okay, so media concerning the American lottery no. Me person who so we are like requirements are we here before so bet me register. Is it only school kwana say be the other categories are bet me register or
Okay.
Maintain as you pato question no brabio.
Now me say concerning the registration no only school for na say be obi anko school no so to me register na requirements are nipa bi here ansa na to me register no.
Boss, and one the question I will be saying, and one I may answer just before you came up. No? Say normally you just have to. I mean, if you're more Marco school, no, there's a basic requirement that you have to pass in order to go forward. You know, here school, no. Well, I dare also kind of say one other thing is US visa lottery, and yes, almost some month for big keke kwao. They are looking to be able to take advantage of your skill and your knowledge you also have to make their country better. That is why they are opening up. Into what they are doing is that they are opening up for talent. They are opening up for people in certain fields. Or mobile room, they can be useful to them. And yes, I mean, you need to have a way to be able to prove arithmetic, basic reading is one of the foundations to do everything because Obaha unko school that, but Obaha, you are going to read, you are going to write. Ejuma now, you bet you sky if you are dealing with money, common mathematics, common things it will help you. So you need education, some form of education. You need to prove some level of education.
Dana Kwaba. Dana.
Yeah, Jaffa. Afan pacho dem pomo.
Me ho ya para also.
Afan abako de.
Adum nko ana also.
Afan pacho me question is say. Nyame adom boko. Afan pacho me question is say. Say bia o husband a file amawa. Na also check him on na say also number 11 na. Afan pacho me say me check say sa how many months and be di ansa na e bia ya fro embassy. Sana question no.
Me da say Vargas be you ano. Vargas.
And no dey depend you. Say nipa ba ku bia e did 3 years. That's why number 11 now. Is that 3 times 11. Now they are your maths. I mean, that's just by the way, but you can't really tell. It depends on how the processes go real quick. It depends on how you are able to go. Say Obapa Kojo number 11 no can Obapa say a file man in a file man kofu bebree or no number 11. And now Yedi can say even the multiple filings sometimes they check. And me, I think that going forward, no, I don't think it's advisable. Maybe a wire money per me, be and no foul and no qua. I mean, you have the green card, you have the citizenship, you can file for people anytime, anywhere. So there's no rush, say, obeying now, boom. And Amaka says also risky because nipa baako pempo koye from so it affects the whole process. It affects the whole process. You know, multiple filing, sometimes we should just take our time. Nah, interest in able to my no.
Okay. Danny Akwaba. Danny Akwaba.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, offer.
Danny.
Yeah, that was it. In here, platform is yani super. Yeah, what think offer?
Yes. You didn't come up.
Hello.
Danny Kasa.
Oh, network no. But what you mean,
Yes, me too, Kasa.
Hello. Me kasa free Accra ngwa.
Jamfi Akwaba. What you mean, oh my goodness. Jamfi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, me near Akwaba.
Yeah, Eja.
If I talk,
Open person I'm here.
Adumon Kwana also.
Network.
Network idiot. I say more. If I talk, Udini baby a Kasa free. Hello. If I talk to me, oh yeah.
Network. Hello, Wafa. What's a menka?
Yes.
Hey, Facha me. Hey.
The Ben.
Hello.
Out of 4, aka 12 minutes. No, aka 22 minutes. Now birthday boy no yamana kwajina home. Why? Ntimbano. Mumla so na memfamo. In the next 22 minutes, there is show no baba wie in the next 22 minutes, show no baba wie. Now we are taking 2 hours break. Na ma say ababio. Enti emano mumla na memfamo.
Yeah, offer. Yeah. Offer. Mashem ne say like offer.
Ima be unka.
Okay. Offer bajo. Na me say be say me Ghana like me think like how many years na me do US and Ghana make me join the US Army no. I want to join the US Army when I come there. So my question is like how many years I make me do a US and Ghana make me join the US Army no.
Okay.
And then I'm
Pato,
like
US Army no.
Like
US Army no send AD can see no master you need to have either your permanent residence or your citizenship before you can actually enroll into the army. Into no. That is it. Unya on krata you are free to move on.
Okay. Lord the Boateng.
For offer. Good
Lord,
afternoon.
afternoon, Lord.
I hope so. Be able to call it. I'm asking soon when you my partner, di my. I mean, some baby.
Yeah, me sure
Because
also.
every Kumasi, I just saw here and to a room.
Okay.
Number person, because I said, my name say Europe, the move name a hot ye kakra. Number that's a session game vessel. No, so if you are open, if your destination is France, now could draw. Say, Opa, to me, take it say and son was said to quiet free honomako, other country, be to say Germany, Spain, and Italy. Aha, na if you are suggestion game vessel, so say, ya punya no enya kɔ France a ɛno sɛ nyɛ ɛhyɛn gɛ abɛtumi afa train asa akɔ different country na deɛ mpɛ sɛ mehu no no ebi afɛ sɛ ofiri hɔ no nkɔ different country a ayɛ teki bɛyɛ sɛ yɛ anaa gye sɛ ɔtena hɔ kyɛ kakra nsa na wanya akonya na sɛ to kwan akɔ different country foforɔ.
Okay.
Aha, Europe hɔ na meda mo ase paa.
As the Lord. Vargas.
Okay, I think say with singing when you're singing, you're able to go through, different singing countries. But the problem is, when say first no wafa now in him saying Nkofura UK. Now in Nkofura UK through Amsterdam. Into when you're singing visa, could do Amsterdam. No matter train. There used to be a train that went through, but you say no omonhu into omwejai.
Yeah.
Yes, you say no more as part of your requirements of boarding the train from Amsterdam to UK. No, you need a visa to show say you have entry into UK and san or mama boarding. But if it's normal regular Schengen countries, you're free to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I say many money be also aka the next minute. I mean, proud to man so.
Hey.
I'm
This
Yeah, Pacho, good afternoon. And I'm a hot year time near different.
be a better so I hire more.
Pacho, maybe send me this.
I'm a casa free.
Okay. Pacho, maybe send me make a free Ghana.
Okay, you didn't come up.
Me Pacho, to say America on. Minya, to say, when so mobile by games to be or Birmingham. Oh, say minya opportunity na me ba, meet my dodgy. I'm in call back.
Ready? Oh, was all Roger Quay. Oh, Roger Quay.
Say, yeah, games, no, after games, so now why you are. Say, me dodgy.
Now, me oh,
My
when you're Mr. Naviana.
and
Oh,
we are still working on it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Games,
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, good. Games, who was state bank?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. No, America, you didn't say to be a friend of Birmingham.
Sir.
Hey, you didn't say to be a friend of Birmingham.
Media, almost say, or say Birmingham games, like me apply before UK, but I don't know, and go through Papa. But US, the no na say, kofa, kona ni, entina maybe sano.
And America said, Birmingham, no, I was state bank, US, yeah.
No, maybe it's in UK, but some mobile be a different game, or US.
And she says, no. US,
no, so I'm sure she's probably talking about a city or I'm sure she's probably talking about
a city. Yeah, me sure. I just said there's a city in
Obviously it's in Alabama.
Oh, okay. Okay. Auntie, what's visa na be ready that way?
Almost July,
July.
7 to 8. And maybe in May mu na be a omo issue.
Okay, Mati, ya bon pa eta wachi. Nyankopon ya brother de Osaka, no contact me why?
Pacho yo Martin Medasi.
Okay, Mr. Medasi.
Thank you.
You welcome. A man boy. Oh, we
Wafa pacho we dey me here same be. Pacho lady be say me family number man no zele me. Pacho sister ya my DM wo nti
Hello, Wafa.
when madam 2021 she
Hello,
say
Wafa.
over into the
Your family, I know my network at Yako.
Hey,
Wafa.
2021
Wafa.
Tobo.
Yes, this
Pacho
is a mayor.
ya sister ya kuma pacho we dey ko show DM nim na
Yes,
maseno
Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas.
hey asemo
Pacha
2021 we dey
Oteminka.
2021 Tobo
Pacha Oteminka
2021
there.
2021 Tobo
Vargas.
Hey, ready, yami.
Vargas, panen kasa get.
Enye miao. Omo beso mema makasa.
No, kasa.
okay there kasa
Asemi yes.
Asemuni.
Okay.
kasa
Minimo, but see, I'm a better so the more explain he say more educational level near very lower. You don't stand the chance of getting to US. And I mean so I see hey me pastor me kasa. And I'm educational level so yeah SHSO. I don't stand to get the chance. Say me by US and I say
Okay. If I say you are right.
hello, Afa.
pacho yeah
Vargas, you go, you know.
pacho obian kasa say if you don't have education you don't have the chance obian kasa now here can say for the visa lottery route no you need some form of education. For the visa lottery route no you need some form of education because and you may explain say visa lottery no it's not just because America for too much space and they are opening up for everybody but open for nim bi saa nim no no support the economy of the US into no that is it but only education it doesn't mean that you cannot come to member US and want to member Abrochi. That's not what we are saying. We are saying for the visa lottery no you need some
Yes,
amount
around
of
to member.
and the amount of education no, has to do with the amount of education no, has to do with you being able to at least pass some of the very basic things.
Okay. Abena Kwaba. Abena. Hey. Abena Gaza. Emuni. One emma. I can't 11 minutes.
Hello.
Very man,
Mr. Douglas.
What we bring Akwaba?
Ofa. Bibi awoko.
Yeah, be able to announce when.
Ofa bibi awoko.
Yes, you didn't come up.
Yehu adumo na also. Na me se me bisa say. America we no. Me pesa me di lottery no beba honom but me pe kwan ya me so me fa so ametumi about because bank statement ni we ni na de me ya no correct. But I only Ghana for agencies no aya na ho ahomte like omo ho ahomte.
na sisi mu okata nti me hwe kwan na metumi afa so sɛ metumi afa kata ha no straight aba ho no ma. And aside that no so me san so we nso bisa. Mo my sister wɔ no ma like yɛmfa no sɛ ne education background no nyɛ too tight sa. Nti na me hwɛ ɛkwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so abɔ no like ɛnyɛ a lottery no. Ɛkwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so abɔ no a obɛtumi aba hɔ no. Yeah. Mpacho mo timi nka.
Also, sister Eddie.
Me say education background no, it's not too like when to me uncle school no be yeah, but only means an nyuma bebree a or nimdia or timdia nyama bebree or nimdia nyama bebree. Nti na me bisa say kwan bi or so ebetumi abo no so no so betumi ya chance enya visa akọ America na because I was in the dream country near America.
Oh, okay. And I can say there's always a way to come there's always a way to come to the US. It's not only through the visa lottery. And education is so quite me who say obi renew visa lottery, no any educational background. And if I buy. What you don't know is that ebia nipa na be catch us say through visa lottery no they buy, but how did the person come? Because you see, what you know, what you probably will not understand is that ebia na ye the nipa na pay obi as a wife. It doesn't necessarily mean ana as a husband, ana as a spouse. It doesn't necessarily mean say nipa no ever so directly and or they buy. But what in America I say? So, but what we are talking about here is your ability to actually have that very basic education. Your kind of very basic education. I think you are talking say your high school, at least your maths, your science, the 4 core subjects. Because then basically it's core because it is noted that it is out of that we have the whole extensions and branches of all the other courses. Into that's how it is. Into you can come to abroad by other means, not necessarily just the visa lottery, and not just necessarily because you have or don't have an education. Wafa is married though, so Hadia. Wafa is married.
I just say. I just say.
Also, person here or here. Yeah, hello. Yeah, working visa no, it's not easy to work. It's not easy to get because you cannot just get working visa like that. You cannot just get up and get a working visa. There are a lot of things that have to do with you getting a working visa or a work permit. And I'm paying Piniaka say for most of the SEBIO, the informal jobs no, is actually really difficult. What you have to do is that you have to go to because work visa no, a company from here will have to see say a company from here will have to say they need you. Then they will start filing your details and then give you the documents to be able to come into no. That's how it is.
I mean, yeah, or say,
Our pacho ansana ebe to us no. Ansana
or say, so.
oh yes, a company in the BBA man there. That's what you present to. That's what he or she will present to the embassy na aba intino. That no be so easy man.
Okay. Now also.
Wafa pacho wafa pacho masenya gift in cash from one of your followers. A friend ya kuma I sending me $20 for ice cream. Inti me dana sena
Yeah. Me
Ya
that.
brago de em say ye ya agini penyi fini
Oh
say
ya
no de
bra.
onta ho.
Ya bra go te ho. O te wa ma unia. Ah, Vargas so si ni yesa. Kana me mo ni na se.
Ya akuma.
Ya kuma. Ya
Aye.
ya kuma sa o te me nka. Onyankopon hira bebre wa se. Me that se bebre say what my blessed Vargas on this special day.
Osi and then the first day, Osi and then the first day coming on the program, but she's very, touched, and she's very happy with Ejuma Ayedi Ninti on also ne way of saying thank you kakra no nti
Vargas.
sister ya Pajote yakuma
Say me follow no. O deserve say me follow no. I mean follow no.
pacha yakuma
Mo te so. Obi atena obi atena na o kini o. Na o kimi enu ni on say Vargas hwe. Ah, and na Vargas birthday. Untimi mpon send rose flower. On ka so send ni ska o. Send the gift and sekeke. Otia be 2 weeks ni untimi send hwe. Obi ba ne wa gift Vargas $20. Hey, Ghana for obi ya dia mo appreciate kakra aba. Oh, obi ya dia mo ma intimi appreciate ni para kakra. Oh, mini aba Nyankopon hira wase. Na me hira bebre. Mini ni din ne say mahan afuseni akwaba. Useni. Oh, yeah. Vargas.
over
Closing remarks.
pacho me closing remarks there. First one echo Mr. Tapinio ya brago. The day is very young to redeem yourself. Intino me catch your ama waswati say ni ebe si bia no adechia ye beba be more report. And I mean that's on the lighter side, but first of all I want to thank God for for my life, for pacho yase fano. Ya mfana say wa onim nti de fano because ya mfana be 1 week ni na into the ya ba no person can we ana
Udura kese yi na so ya ofo ya ye fele minim so aye makeup
Hey,
mo mechi no
yeah.
And then there was searching police. Why yes for deal?
Approach it my
Hey, Vargas, my friend wa humachi and a man and then there must be and in where see how we go. You too also giant would be making one. And then Vargas in the Abina. Baby, I make a be an would be making me in person.
Boy.
One Vargas, my friend wa humachi I will show. Now when you watching I'm saying baby Remember who's a gift to a had one try a birthday. Maka Baglas and in Guasiana Dawson. Maka chose sending me account details. And I say,
number
Mintus can ferry him.
When a woman number.
I don't do me need and kind of open to me said me will catch up maybe I would be and I be bisa. I mean catch up.
They must say now,
Said a word to the hobo. Obi kasa send the idea and tempa and pray who send the idea. Me perish anymore. The word shabby. Anyways, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I say, I'm kind of saying, Grandpenny, for say, just say, when you're here, my one. I know from my I know from my tea. I wish you. Oh, nah. Say wouldn't mean that my surprise is same thing as I say, but make a show up me go anymore when you were offending and any do like say no one so ya dear boy.
Offer me one for say at him.
Why for one no cry a pink? Hey,
what for me one for say at him. So show me ye.
So why you make up pump? Baglas nso na ho hwɛ paa.
Bema
Yes, mo ha say mo need the baglas mo mo dem send me application letters.
yeah. Bema
Yeah.
see make up.
Na said the wo ho a ene de wo ho aye fei de. Sa na meka no ana
Maybe I'm a weapon battle.
of another word for baglas.
Okay.
Anyways, baglas na you were saying something. I want to check if I can pick people here.
Baglas.
Yeah. And so now I was just thanking God for my life and thanking everybody on the platform for the love shown me. I've been overwhelmed with the love, and I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. Pa me do bibi ase me da wofa ase me da me sister Penny ya brago ase me da braco ase lemonade me da ase di me da ase me da obi
Yeah,
bia
yeah.
ase sister ya kuma me da ase
Okay,
me
sure.
da obi bia just say one way or the other wako out of the way haja mambo haja dia mean to mean that ti haja
Na nka wo
me
be
da
hwe
wase
okra hadia.
yeah.
Adie
me
tro
da
nto
wase
makasiye.
you know I just
Okay.
want to take this opportunity to thank everybody and we I'm really grateful. Senior Messi Akano, we just continue to, in our own small way, also contribute to making everybody, everybody's dream of traveling or coming to the
Vanessa,
US,
who you talking with?
anywhere in the world,
Who you talking with?
possible. Until that's
Kojo.
Wafa. Me so
Me bow. I understand a yard birthday song on last West.
Eh boy.
Aha. Yi me so me gyina yi Vaglas na
Ana
name
ba tuba
ada
mi o.
etiefoɔ
Na
ne
me de.
ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa ase.
Ni
Ɔmo kyɛ na de ɔmo so ɔmo ntumi ankyɛ no yɛgye di sɛ next time no mo bɛyɛ no mmɔho bebree na yɛpɛ sɛ yɛma etiefoɔ hu sɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛdi birthday pɛ nko ara na ehia akyɛde o. Nka de bia mo yɛ ne si asan ka ebe boost morale ana mo sɛ dɛ kebe boost morale meja hours na ebe jai bona nka no pe bia yesi ada yesi na ye dia abo na wofa Vaglas me pa cho wo enye se me ka bi ma wo nti na eye life nti a me ka so mo fa ma wo nti no ti edu echi wa na ja me de ri na ba be account wa cry na ya me de je yo e do bi ase
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Is there na just mo boa mi o. Me tie o ha.
Tony uncle.
Na me ni we die se na mo sere mi o. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Happy. Oh, na me to me da mo tia me am ntu.
be pa cho mo man ki enye so be say aso ha mo man ki on to minimum
Why
no
na gazalo? Why?
bi o to me ye
Okay, so let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vaglas. Happy birthday to you. Who is your girlfriend? Who is your girlfriend? Hey, Debbie, menya Tatiana de mano ana lady near friend day.
ya say birthday side no we ya
Tatiana de mano. Who is your girlfriend? Who is your girlfriend? Okay, yetio. Tatiana nso na ɛsa wɔ aseɛ no. Hey, Tatiana, who would you be?
Vaglas on Chinese say girlfriend gift TikTok gift
Yeah. Oh, dear,
Vaglas ho fɛ no ɛnna mɛ posti Vaglas ɛwɔ me TikTok way ɛna me WhatsApp status nti mpa shop. Mo a mo nim Vaglas no ɛnna mo mɛhwɛ me page mo bɛhu no because me posti ne deɛ mo ɔdzen.
Yeah.
He's a good boy and we love him. Vaglas may have brandy waiting will be but he's still, now it's enough. I just want to say I love you, Vaglas, and yeah, keep being the good person you are. Now when him say Vaglas, yes, awful. Minimum that.
Vaglas, yes, awful.
That way, awful.
Huh?
Pachai.
Oh, sorry,
sorry, babe. Yem crash be.
Hey,
Yem crash be. Hey, wofa. Asema yeti huni.
hey, sir.
Wofa.
Pachai.
Ye wi ayeso yenti ye de na eja ye be ni de.
Kojo say here there.
Hey, ofo wow.
Say
Se
Hey,
va glass ati
ofo.
aso
Ana me
le
de
so
asho
beti bi.
Tatiana.
yeah, here. Oh, for you, I say the boyfriend of our glass. It is I love
Hey.
you.
Oh, minimo. Oh, Baglas the mini abema no. Na, se nim say you ofo. Se me dwen say Tatiana. Any almost so. Any ofo ni Tatiana.
We na ya se ekuma o nim ni nia. We ya se.
Hey. Wa mo ta no mo yenta. Wa me no ma afa me ni so.
Baglas.
Wafa.
Sorry.
Ebubu ani nche
Papa
ofo.
ice cream be any piece of bidina dakra.
Yeah.
Why?
Pacho, Wafa.
Yo.
Yes, through
Sorry.
Nyankopon
Wa
Israel
glass na
man.
me sure.
West Israel
Yeah.
say. Oma de oye bia nko so. Yeah, so proud of you.
Nene
Yes.
mekwa Georgia.
Why? See,
Love you
that's
so
Me
so
tell.
much.
Okwa me
Nyankopon.
mbefie bio. Da ho.
Adofo. Moso Nyankopon Israel mo say mo tima give
Thank
a
you.
Baglas. Special day. You go break for 2 hours. You go break for 2 hours. Yes, some brothers have Baglas. Villa wa obeba. Nyankopon Israel mo nyina kojo. Nyame Israel ya. Nyame Israel mo.
Yo.
Mo
Tobo
Me
baba.
asi
sure. Wa
na
glass.
menkata tobo asi wudurak
Ya
ene de
ya
durak
man count.
Bidra ko ba na.
ene wudurak se me favorite color yeah you black and white nti ene
Oh,
papa.
sir. Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
that's my favorite color.
Bidra you know a zebra colors. Oh, sir.
Yeah, that's my favorite color no.
Oh, I see.
Nti baglas ovagi
Yeah,
Wafa.
how?
Wafa.
vagi bebe.
Kojo.
And me propose BB.
Hey,
The next 2 hours here beba no. Because I have Vaglas birthday nti onfa ni mumbra.
good.
Yes. Yeah.
Me
Baglas.
pacho wa comment
True.
section na o pese o second me wa se we hu a.
When second,
Kaye.
we never
One me
mention.
nya adweso
I
aka
Ya
me
bra
nya
go.
yebehwe.
Ya bra go so for ni mu bra. Da
Me
bia
ba
bra me
say na nya me birthday ma me nwunu.
ni mu ya.
Ya wo
E
se
na
o china your birthday.
for ni mu bra. Un na do ni baba. Kojo ni ni baba. Obi adi ni baba nde. Am ya celebrate Baglas. Obi adi ni baba. And me ba life. Na wa baba bia for ni mama memfa. Oba. No
Aha.
for ni mama memfa.
Any wafa wunim on timi fa na ni mu ba wafa on timi
Yeah,
fa na
no
ni mu
yeah.
ba
That be
Bebre
Wafa.
say
kwa. Yeah,
Me
bebre kwa.
Wafa.
enti
Me wonder
mesrɛ
1K
ye
into
ya
me
ye
to
wa
me
ha
ba
nyinaa
video.
ye
Oh,
mfollow
Nti mo
no
pese me ba video a this a
Oh,
mama me do 1K.
what country under
obi an
1K?
follow no. Obi
Aye.
an
na wo
follow
so
no.
wo post
Obi an
hwee
follow
no anka wo
Vaglas.
pɛ hwan na mfollow tiri so
Obi an follow Vaglas.
Ya heye.
Douglas
Yeah, ade
ɛnɛ
anye
your birthday wo de post
Obia follow Baglas.
picture
Me ba show. Obia follow Baglas no timu na on video. Kojo uswe.
ah me de metumi ba na
kwadwo deɛ
menye
ɔne
nde me
ɛda bia
birthday ye
ɔne ɛda
nti no
bia
menye nde
ɔne
me
Oh,
ɛda bia
birthday
kojo
ɔnenam
birthday
girls
no ya
no
kwa
ho
say na
wo fa ye fa nto ya so ono se so o chan the birthday nti na
ono
so
ya
show the
de opo obama video. Ya ne Baglas.
aha
hwan deɛ no no
As a Baglas e hit 1K. Na ono ya ba ya ba video.
Mr.
exactly
Obia Wahabia follow
exactly
Baglas your part show. No, no, the
yeah
one to
obi
me
an
for
follow
any
no
more
obi an
chile.
And
follow no
And
Baglas
obo
then
eduma
birthday.
obo eduma obi an
mi
follow no
so ya mi postu photo no. Mi postu e wa opeke no. I na group no. Na ma catch Obia so follow. Na won't you go
no
video.
follow exactly
Pacho
And
yo.
you over video says ya. Why? Over
Pacho
video.
yo.
How is it? Oh,
Into wafa into post here maybe I watch your happy birthday na share so be am follow no na me no ade aye machine won ne ho ne say wo on post if you wafa say you go follow ni di ade pa na e ko hwe won page
Baglas.
in Douglas your
Wafa.
pa show the and then for your birthday just post the picture you posted in the group no let your
Pacho
happy
yo.
birthday to yourself please we
Pacho
beg
yo.
you why na girls ne ba o manya bibia hwe
Pacho yo, mate.
ah sha
Mami nkoye
ya
ho
de
adwuma
ye ka se ma no adane asem e kasa no adane asem oh wofa si we die
Oya ba ya
Ɔnyɛ
de.
Ɔfa nim
emotional
sɛ ɔba
deliverance
wonim sɛ
paa.
ɔba pa kwadwomia na mekɔ sei ne pɛ sɛ mia mɛgyaa no
Ɔboa.
metwa me ho sɛ
Wɔfa
ɛgyaa no
ɔboa.
wɔn mu
Ah,
adeɛ
Menim ya wo bibia. Menim no
ɛnyɛ
bibia. Edi
m'asɛm
no
na
kra
mekora
mente bibia.
mempɛ obie mu nti no ɛha me m'ani nye wɔ ho
ah,
ho nyɛ me fɛ bio
bagla.
Wafa.
Me ko make sure so be 1K so na be able to make video. Why?
Yeah.
Pacho.
So what time are we coming
In
online
the
again?
next 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Next
Okay.
that time then no.
And
Me so me posting ene.
yeah, Mr. Okoye make up see you make video. Why?
Ene me nya ho.
I will now say.
Eh, me say me birthday na me de m'ani beche. Mo mfe me kasa wo fa. No mo mfe. Eh,
Asemo.
lemonade.
Lemonade.
Lemonade tray.
Waka.
What's on the
No,
frame
I
no?
don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
what?
na no.
He's
Kojo,
fine no.
Kojo, yeah.
Wafa.
I'll see you. I was thinking I'm about Yamisha Muna.
Me
Okay.
mbese me ko.
Obeko,
Oh.
Obeko.
And wafa ja life
Udura
ne man.
udura
Mpacho
ko
obi
se
ansign out why
udura
menka ya.